But you know, we have a historic opportunity. The events of the last 3 weeks, if we needed a dramatic reminder of how bad things have gone, unfortunately, in the last 8 years in this country, the events of the last 3 weeks tell us all about it. The single worst week in the history of Wall Street was not in October of 1929. It was 2 weeks ago. The largest bank failure in American history, 3 weeks ago. The largest insurance company failure in American history, 3 weeks ago. The two largest mortgage holders who hold 70% of all the mortgages in the United States, you and I are now the proud owners of those two companies. That was 4 weeks ago. We have the largest single deficit in American history, and in 8 brief years we took a surplus that was paying down the national debt and turned it into the largest single deficit in American history and more than doubled that national debt. And it's going to cost us $1 trillion to create a rescue plan so that you and I can continue to have access to credit and banks have liquidity again. And even then, we're not sure if it's going to work. Meanwhile, we're fighting 2 wars overseas, one of which we should never have gotten involved in, and the other of which we've seen regression in the last 2 years, where the Taliban that protected the terrorists and allowed them to nurture their plot in 9/11 are actually making an enormous comeback. It's time to put the United States in a very different direction. Don't you agree? All across the United States, everybody is looking at Virginia. Now, Virginians know how to do their duty. We're honoring veterans today who, God knoweth, know how to do their duty and did it. But we need to do it one more time. Now, 2 years ago, when control of the United States Senate hung in the balance, Virginia did its duty. We elected Jim Webb to the United States Senate. And by 1 vote, the Democrats now control that Senate and were able to block the worst excesses of the last 2 years coming out of the Bush administration. All right, we have to do our duty one more time. In 44 years, we haven't done this, but this is a different kind of year. We understand what it's at stake. We know we have to put the country in a different direction. We know we have a historic opportunity here in Virginia, of all places, the capital of the Confederacy. We're going to send a message that's going to be heard around the world that things have changed. So on November 4th, we're going to elect Barack Obama President of the United States in Virginia.